Hi friends, welcome to my channel if you're new here, and if you're not new here, welcome back. I'm new here too, so thank you for joining me. Please consider subscribing and liking this video. I know that's kind of right off the bat, but I would appreciate it if you did. I am trying to grow my channel, and every little bit helps at this point. Today I would like to make something similar to this. These earrings are already done, and hopefully you can tell they are little Santa Clauses. Obviously you don't have to make Santa Clauses, but that is what I made. Here they are. These are easy. So easy I'm almost embarrassed to show you how to do them, but here we go. Anyway, these are super easy. I'm literally just going to be using some UV resin. This stuff is actually, it is colored pearlescent UV resin. It comes pre-colored, which is really nice, and it is by the company Let's Resin. It's what, I have 7 days before I have a family party coming up, and I have a couple of little last minute things that I just need to get done, and I thought, well, this is easy. This I can do in, well, short time. We'll call it short order. It's going to be a little longer than 5 minutes, but it is what I will call like a 10-minute craft. I'm wordy, so it will take longer than 10 minutes, but I have these very cute little, where's the bag? They are little mermaid confettis. How cute are these? They call them mermaid confettis. There's not a single mermaid in the bunch. It is little seashells, dolphins, some stars, a couple of pearls, and what I have is this bezel that they're going to be going into. It's super easy. These bezels, I got them off of Amazon, and not all of them are perfectly flat. So I have this little pad underneath here that I'm going to use to help make sure that the resin doesn't seep out. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put down just a tiny bit of resin. I have all of my tools. I have a little pair of tweezers, a longer pair of tweezers. I think these are probably a little better for grasping smaller things. The rubber tip on this kind of gets in the way. Again, I have my resin. I have my little stick that I'm going to push that down with. And I have my little jump rings off to the side. And I'm going to make sure that my little UV lamp is right there, ready to go. I have just a Dollar Tree baby wipe right here because messes and unexpected things. And then I have this that I like to cover the UV light with. It's not good for your eyes. Anyway, first things first, I'm going to take some of this UV resin, and I am going to just put down a small amount inside this bezel right here. Sure I am. No, I really am, I promise. Okay, there we go. And the reason I want to go ahead and do this first is I want to give the other stuff kind of a foundation to sit on top of, and I just want to get this in here. So I'm going to coat the entire the tape I'm using. I should have started off with that too. It's a special, well, and I don't even know if you need a special tape, but it is a special tape for the purpose of UV resin, so that it doesn't stick to this stuff. And I have this little silicone tool here that I'm just going to kind of use to go around and make sure that I've got this area covered. I think it actually looks pretty well covered. I'm going to go ahead and wipe this off. And I'm just going to stick this in for the minimum amount of time that I can on this particular UV light. Oh boy. I think I'm going to have to turn my my plate just a little bit. I got UV resin stuck to this plate because I'm super genius sometimes. Anyway, I don't know how to get it off of there. I think you need, I think in order to remove the resin from the plastic tray that they sent me, or the plastic plate that they sent me, I think you have to use nail polish remover or acetone, straight acetone. So that should be fun. Anyway, as soon as that's done, I'm going to kind of strategically, or not, randomly, whatever, place these down. Actually, I don't know what I was thinking. I probably need more UV resin than that right there. But anyway, I wanted to give it a base because if you don't, then the back of it will expose these little guys. I don't think that's a big deal, if I'm being honest. I really don't. But I don't think I need to do this for the full 2 minutes, since I actually do need to put these little guys down. Anyway, I want to turn this the correct way because of where the bezel is, right there. And I am going to simply, I want to move my stick over just a hair because I couldn't slide that in a second ago. Okay, so we're going to take these little guys here. There is one more tool that I found helpful. You can use these with diamond art, but you can also use them to help you pick up and place down little bits and bobs. So we are going to just put these in no particular order, but maybe sort of in order. When it gets stuck like that, that just doesn't want to stay. So maybe it's better to put this stuff down before you put the tape down. I honestly think it's going to be okay. And we can put one of these little dazzlers down here. Put another one right here. Again, this is going to be a keychain. I'm not making this into a pendant. I did want to put one of these pearls in here, but I don't think I want to use the bigger one. I think I want to use the smaller one. It is going to give it a little bit of a three-dimensional. Could put that wherever we want to. And since it rolled to that spot right there, we're just going to put it in that spot right there. Okay. Trying to get that somewhat aligned, and now everything's gone wonky here. And that's okay. That's why we have these. I'm going to scoot this around and okay, well, okay. I have a couple of little stars to stick down. Let's see, I've got that star there, that star there. I have a couple of little hearts. And again, you could use your tweezers and try to place them. But again, even that's not 100% guaranteed going to work. I did want to, I don't think I need to use any of these. I did want to use a couple of really pretty little beads that I have over here, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead probably wasn't the smartest idea. I'm going to try picking all of this up because I think I do need to have, I think the wet resin would be better. So I'm going to try and sprinkle those off. And there's only one piece that stayed behind. We're doing great here. Okay. That was almost a fail. Okay. what we are going to do here is we are going to take our UV resin, and we're going to go ahead and put it down in the bezel, and we want to fill the bezel pretty much. You don't want to go over. And then I think, since I already kind of put a little bit down and I don't want to go over, I think we can kind of draw this across the existing resin here with this little silicone tool that I have here. I have resin on my little plastic plate here, and I'm going to need to remove it with some acetone, I think. It's annoying because I can't use this thing as completely as I would like to. Okay. Once you're kind of happy with how your UV resin looks, if you're using clear, all you have to do is make sure it goes edge to edge, side to side, top to bottom, all the things. This here, however, a little more. But once you're happy with how it looks, if you want to put swirls in there, put swirls in there. I probably could put some swirls in there with this little tool here, but I'm not going to. Instead, I do want to stick these down. Alright, let's see here. And I think it'll stick down pretty well. There we go. And you could just take your tweezers and give it a little push down in there. And I'm going to put a little mermaid shell over here. Try and place them where you want them, because I feel like it's going to be a little tricky to move them around once you're set. But I did want to put 2 dolphins in. And let's see, how about a little star over here? I have this little pearl that I kind of want to use the tweezers for, because I'm a little afraid if I don't, it's gonna roll on me. And if you see a little divot, like I happen to see like a little bit of a divot, oh boy. There we go. I'm actually good with that right there. And I have a little heart to go down in there. Okay, I think that's cute. I was going to put some confetti pieces in there, but I think instead I have these really pretty beads right here. And I think I just kind of want to randomly sprinkle a few down in. We'll see how it goes. This is going to be a keychain, not a pendant. Not sure about that. Not sure about that. Okay. Now let's see here. This is tough, especially if you have larger fingers. You aren't lucky enough to have dainty hands. I do not have dainty hands, but I do my best. There we go there. Put another one right here. There we go. I think it's looking very cute. I didn't really want that there, but that's where it went. So we are going to leave that. Oh, we just had a fail right there. It's okay. I will pick as many as I can up in a minute. If I had a nickel for every one of these little beads I have spilled. Anyway, I'm happy with that. So I am going to pop this into my little UV lamp here, and I'm going to go ahead and put it in there for 3 minutes, because I think 3 minutes is a good amount of time. And while that is doing that, I'm going to clean off this bottle carefully. Pop the lid back on. And now I'm going to attempt to clean up these beads. Probably not as hard as I'm making it sound, to be honest with you, but we're going to do it. Ugh. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is put them in this little jar right here. I don't want to bump my camera, and of course there's some at the foot of the camera thing here. It's a technical term for it, tripod. Well, I hope you guys are all ready for the holidays, because they are upon us, whether we like it or not. We got the holidays just right there knocking at our door. What I'm trying to do is keep from getting little pieces of other things that I don't want contaminating these beads. And I noticed there's a little piece of clear resin right there. So I'm just trying to carefully pick these little babies up. It's such an inconvenience, right? When you spill. But these little tubes, oh, they are such a pain in the neck. This is not my first rodeo spilling these beads. Probably won't be the last, if I'm being honest. So anyway. So we just really need those to cure so we can move on to the next step. Okay. Most of the beads that I spilled are recovered now. These things are so wonderful and so handy. I don't know how anybody does crafting without them. Just, I guess, depends on the craft you're doing, but these are really wonderful and handy. I have clear resin here. I have clear resin by Let's Resin, but I also have Kisrel, which is also a very good UV resin brand. I like it. I've never had a problem with this stuff, and sometimes the lid doesn't want to open, but that's a totally different problem. The Let's Resin is a good high quality resin. Kisrel is right up there. Alright, now we can check this out. Okay, she is almost done. And when I say almost done, I literally mean almost done. I have two pieces here that I was working on. This one, somehow the resin spread and didn't get in that spot there. So I figure while I have the clear resin out, I'm going to fix that spot. These are pendants. I'm going to make them into pendants for my mom and I to wear on Christmas. So that one has a little spot there, this one has a spot there. I'm gonna fix them. It'll be quick, it'll be painless, I promise. So I'm gonna do the spots first that need to be addressed. And I'm just gonna kind of take that around that spot right there. This same thing, I'm just gonna put it where it needs to go, by and large. And then I'm going to kind of let it, because resin is naturally going to slide wherever it's going to slide to. It's going to move because that's the type of stuff you're working with here. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start in the center of the purple keychain pendant that I am making. And I'm going to go out on the edges here, and I'm going to try to be very careful. I do not want it to go beyond the bezel. So I'm going to go ahead and cover as best I can, and I'm just going to tell you right now, full disclosure, that pearl is not going to be covered. Some parts of it, because of the height, is definitely going to stick up. I feel like the dolphins are a little bit tricky to see, but I still think once this is done and it goes on the keychain charm, it's going to accompany a piece I have already made. I think it's going to be great. What you want to do is you really want to watch the resin at the edges of the bezel, because you really don't want that going over the bezel. So, here's hoping that we have that where we want it. And I think that one's going to be okay, and I need to turn this and again for another 3 minutes. And as it's going in, you can kind of check it and see if it's, I can kind of see there's a little place there. It's not going all the way to the edge. And I'm going to go ahead and turn on that light for 3 minutes. And now we wait again. On the purple one, I think I'm going to go ahead, flip it, and I'm going to resin the back side of it as well. I'm kind of keeping an eye on it. I don't think any resin's running over. I think it's going to be okay. Resin, ugh, it can be so much fun and so rewarding and so pretty. And it's funny, if I could show you the Santa Clauses and the size that they started off before they went under the microscope, or the microscopic element of the resin. They're pretty small, the Santas are, but they're so pretty. Anyway, we're just waiting. Amazon driver just pulled up. You'd think it was Christmas or something around here. There's an Amazon driver here at least once a day. I'm not embarrassed to say it. I work a full-time job. I don't like to go out shopping. I really don't. So, unfortunately, I do live in a town where we have some really beautiful, wonderful local stores, small businesses that I will shop in around this time of year. But I'm going to admit shamelessly that I do the bulk of my shopping on Amazon. That said, I will link everything that I am using here today if I can. These little bits and bobs, I think, came from Temu. The bezels I did get on Amazon. I will try and link that stuff, but I do need to disclose that I do have an Amazon affiliate link. I don't know if any of this stuff is on it, but if it is, I will link it with my affiliate link, which means I get just an infinitesimal amount back for showing you guys the products that I use and truly love. This new colored pearlescent resin I am completely in love with. However, if you don't have that, you can, it's up there, it's hidden. You can use mica powder. You can use alcohol inks, but you do have to make sure that the alcohol inks you're not adding a ton of, because you don't want it to change the viscosity or the properties of the UV resin. So, but you can use it. It'll give it a nice faint effect, but the pre-mixed stuff, I am going to say, is pretty darn magical. Just going to peek in on these. Oh, and we are done. This is great. So what I am going to do now is I am going to take these two off of here because they're done. These just had a couple of little spots that needed fixing. I actually kind of want to put that one back in. Feels like a little bit tacky, which it shouldn't, but it feels a little bit, just a little bit. It's fine. It is not a big deal. While I am working on this, I'm going to go ahead and pop those back in for 2 minutes. Let them do their thing. This feels totally fine. I'm going to flip it over and see if I think, I'm going to see if I think I need to put clear on the back of it. I don't think I do. I think if I'm being honest, look how beautiful and shiny that turned out. Is that not gorgeous? Okay, next and final step, almost final step. I thought I had everything out for this project, and I am lacking one tiny, small thing. The little letter that it goes with. Okay. So I wrote these little letters to family members on shrink plastic, and they're just adorable. They're so cute, and these are going to just be little keychains or dangles or whatever. So here we go with the jump ring. And just always remember, when you're working with the jump ring, you want to grab with needle nose pliers on either side of the opening and twist them away from one another. Never pull them apart. Twist them away from each other. Let's see. This is going to go on here. Did I not get it spread far enough? There we go. Nope. Okay. Maybe I just need to slide this back a little bit. Here we go. Okay. Alright, that's easy enough. And then we are going to take this charm here, put it right there, and then what you're going to do is you're going to grab here and you're going to take it and go 1, 2, 3, 4 or so, like that. You know what I did forget though is I forgot to put it on the keychain, but it's fine. I'll do that off camera. You can see how I did this one. Put this one on a keychain. This one, gonna do the same thing with this one. I think it's really pretty. This one is just both items are in shrink wrap, and this one I did hers so differently. She's gonna be like, everyone's gonna be jealous of hers, but that's okay. Like I said, I will finish those off camera. We're going to take a final look at these two here. Yep. And that is those two. My mom does not wear earrings, and so I made her and I matching pendants to wear to this Christmas party that we're going to next week. It's a family party, and it's probably a little difficult to see, so I will try to hold that up. Hold that like that. Get the best shot that I can here. And that is that. These are super fun, super easy projects. They take almost no time at all to do, unless you're spilling beads all over the place like me. I really appreciate you joining. If you enjoy this type of content or you enjoy different crafts, please consider subscribing. Please like my video. Please send me comments. I'm trying to grow my channel. I am sure you can tell I am very new behind the ears. Very wet behind the ears. Anyway, if you will like and subscribe, it will help. It'll take me a long way. And I am going to have all kinds of different content on this channel in terms of crafting. If it's crafty, I am there. I am all for it. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you have a wonderful day and have fun in your crafting journeys.